Mastermind by Andrew Mayne is a fine start to a Theo, Cray and Jessica Blackwood thriller series. The story begins with a bang. There's so much going on and it's truly energizing. You're restless to discover exactly what's going on and why. A truly extraordinary spine chiller with science. Missing chimpanzees, stolen information, EMPs and a couple of terrifyingly smart people. The superstars are FBI agent Jessica Blackwood and Dr. Theo Cray, a genius and scientist with a shady backstory. Story that makes him unpopular with the FBI, CIA, heads of other nations and certainly the family of individuals he admits he has killed. The equally intelligent Jessica, as well, has a lot of enemies and isn't probably going to make the FBI's most wanted employee list. As this story starts, a large area of Manhattan suddenly goes totally dark with a foggy substance. Affected area with no power, no internet, no telephone service and, for the FBI, no sign as to what occurred or why. Which brings up the question of whether it may happen again some other place. At the point when Jessica called in to look at the situation, and barely gets away from death, she becomes sure that this was the work of Michael Haywood, aka Warlock, who got away from jail quite recently. She was tasked with putting him back in prison. It soon became clear that it was some sort of electromagnetic pulse which short-circuited electronic systems. This prompted the investigative teams to infer that the power cut was an act of terrorism. Then they switched to Dr. Cray. He was in Myanmar working with vaccinations and was injured. Jessica and Dr. Cray have some history and because of that neither totally trusts the other. But, as another power cut hit other major cities it became clear Jessica needs Theo Cray, and vice versa, to find the answers and save the world. Obviously, there's a lot of twists and action, with chapters covering viewpoints from Jessica to Theo. As the series' first book, it stands alone well, although a few references to things that occurred in the past aren't completely clarified and were somewhat confusing to me. Then, I discovered that there have been a few books including Blackwood alone, presumably that is the place where the references are made from. Everything boils down to an interesting end that brings the chance for more collaboration among Jessica and Theo. Mastermind by Andrew Mayne is recommended read for people who like reading thriller novels and probably you will find a series to follow.
Thanks for listening this book review podcast. If you like this review, don't forget to follow, so that you do not miss any of our future podcast. Also show us your love by sharing it with your friends and family.